In this video, I'm going through Semester 1 Short Questions 2, and that's for grade 11. And the first question is on cumulative frequency. And it says the cumulative frequency graph gives some information about the weight of some objects. Use the graph to find an estimate median for the weight. Now, the first step is to find the total frequency, and the total frequency doesn't have to be the last number on the axis, but it has to be the number that relates to the last point on the graph, and this one happens to be also the last number. So it's total frequency, which is 60, divided by 2, which is the 30th value from the graph. So you have to find on the cumulative frequency axis, the y-axis, you have to find the 30th value, and then you follow it across until you hit the graph, and then you would go down to the x-axis and you would see this is 125, 126, 127, 128. So the median is in fact 128. And then again it says use the graph to find an estimate for the number of objects that weigh more than 130 grams. So more than 130 grams. 130 grams is the x-axis, that's where I start at 130. And I follow it all the way up, that's 130 grams. I follow it all the way up to the graph, and I follow it up here. Now this is a less than graph. A cumulative frequency is a less than graph. So when you read it here, this says 30, 35, this is 36. So 36 objects weigh less than 130. How many objects weigh more than? It's that. It's 60 minus 36. So 60 minus 36, and that gives you 24 objects. Question 2 says the curve C has equation. It gives you the equation, and it says find dy over dx, giving each term in its simplest form. So you would multiply the power by the number. So you have a half times 32, which is 16, so 16x. And then you take 1 away from the power, so that becomes negative a half. And then you do the same for the second term, the fraction times negative 1, so this gives you negative x, and the fraction, which is 5 over 2 minus 1, gives you 3 over 2, and the negative 15, because it doesn't have an x, disappears. And that's the end of the short questions.